What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Plus Club on Tastily Gaming, the show where we play the games offered to us for free on PlayStation Plus. We play them throughout the month, and at the end of the month, we talk about it. My name's Seth.
I'm Chevy.
And I'm Chris.
And we're doing this one for December 2017, the last month of the year, and then we're moving into next month, January, where we will be getting Deus Ex. That's how it works, right? We'll be getting Deus Ex Mankind Divided, which was my fucking game of the year for 2016, so I'm pretty stoked about that. And Telltale's Batman series. Two games that I actually own already, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah.
What are you guys feeling on this?
I think it's a pretty strong month, but just from the sounds of it, I like Telltale games a lot, and I have been continuously putting off buying Deus Ex, so worked out for me.
Which is great, yeah, because I've been wanting you to play it, and I bought it digitally, and I was like, fuck, I should have bought that physically so you could play it.
Yeah.
And now you get to play it. Mm-hmm. So, Chris, thoughts?
I'm excited about Deus Ex, but I don't know. The Telltale games, they're kind of hit or miss for me. Like Tales of the Borderland, I wasn't too fond of. But
I wasn't either. I think it's one of the weaker
Walking
ones.
Dead one. I think that's a pretty easy one to enjoy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've played the first episode already in Batman, and obviously this is something we need to be talking about throughout the month of January, but it's okay. I'll leave it at that. And it's only the first episode, so I got a lot to find out as well. But yeah, we'll be playing that next month. Make sure to play those games when that's available, but this is for December, so the games we played were Kung Fu Panda and Darksiders 2 Deathfinitive Edition. I think we should probably jump into Kung Fu Panda first. And I'm going to address the elephant in the room because I know we're going to be all on the same page on this. It is Smash Bros. Exactly Smash Bros, give or take, quality and some things, but it is a multi-charactered game where it's a 2D side perspective brawler with items and levels that move, and your objective is to knock people around until their percentage goes up and then make them fly off the map. So now we don't have to talk about how it's pretty much exactly that game. So we can still talk about our impressions of it. And do we think that because we talk a lot about like games that have created a genre and other games borrowing from that genre or expanding it. Darksiders is a good example. You know, there's plenty of room for that. This is a genre I'm surprised doesn't get as much copycats.
There's a little bit. There was the game, I think it was on PS3. Can't remember the name of it now, but it was a bunch of like the PlayStation like mascots and stuff like that.
I forgot about that. Something All Stars, PlayStation All Stars.
PlayStation All Stars, yep.
Oh, yes, yes.
I didn't play that one, but I know that one came out. And then I know there is I want to say it's a free-to-play game on PC that does the same formula. I'm sure someone in the comments will give me the title. I can't remember right now. So, but yeah, it's pretty untapped pot otherwise.
Which is kind of a weird thing, and obviously we normally talk about our experience with the game, but I think this is an interesting topic to talk about because, and it's probably one of the only things we're going to be able to talk about. Otherwise, we're probably going to be pretty quick about this topic or this game. But it's interesting because, like, you know, there's going to be the copycats of anything that's popular, but then through the evolution of those copycats, you're going to start getting those Neos of Dark Souls or like all the copies of Minecraft, and now we're starting to just now get some gems of games that are similar to it but not quite, like Portal Knights and stuff like that. It's not quite the same type of game, but it's definitely an evolution of that genre growing.
Yeah, that's something that blew up.
All the King of the Hill games that have come from like the Arma modding community, DayZ, stuff like that. So it's really interesting that Smash Bros. As essentially a genre, I don't know what you would call that, platformer fighter or whatever, has not been copied as much. Because I mean, this game is straight up the fucking same game with less polish.
Pretty close, yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
I think the problem that's not being done a lot is because Smash Brothers is a Nintendo property. It has such a wide variety of characters to draw from so many different games at once. It's harder for other companies to really do that because a lot of other companies' games, like like Xbox games, Microsoft games, there's a lot of characters that would fit well into a fighting game.
That's a good example.
PlayStation tried it, but it was kind of meh.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing too. Is when the PlayStation one happened, they even didn't have like that big of a roster. And I know that over time that would grow, and I kind of hoped that that game would be successful because there
Yeah.
should be competition. I will never be the guy who says you fucking copied them, you can't do that.
Right,
No,
right.
because then we as we talk about a lot, competition, innovation, stuff like that. But Nintendo does have so many characters it can draw from, and I think going back to the game we should be talking about, Kung Fu Panda, they did a really good job. If I can give them something, of having a shitload of characters
There
in
was
the
a lot
game.
of characters. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, this is actually a property that you can do this with. Which, like you were saying, Chris, which is I think the best example of why it'd be hard to replicate this kind of game is you have to have a lot of fucking characters to draw from. I mean, I think like in Disney would never do it, but like Disney would be able to do a game like that because they have that amount of things. Marvel
Yeah.
would be able to do something like that.
Well, game company wise, I think Square Enix could do it.
They could do it as well, yeah. Somebody just has a shitload of characters that can they can Pokemon,
Yeah.
but I mean like
They're
a lot
already
of
tied in with Smash Bros.
Okay.
yeah, exactly, yeah.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so what did you guys think of it?
I am going to apologize ahead of time because people are not going to like what I'm about to say. I don't like Smash Brothers. So this was really hard for me to play. I also have never seen any of these movies. So there was literally nothing to really tie me to this game. I did go into it. I tried to be open-minded about it as much as I could. It plays okay. I am not a fan of the way like Smash Brothers in this game play though, with like the essentially like 2 attack buttons and directions, and then you're guarding and dodging and stuff, and that's it. It's just not my cup of tea. I want to play more of a like a traditional fighter when I think
Yeah.
fighting games.
Yeah.
I don't think this is necessarily a bad game. I'm not going to go that far, but for me, it did virtually nothing. To give it some credit, the stages were cool. There was some interactiveness there, where like if you even if you walked into one on accident, there was one level with bells, for example, and they'd hit you and knock you around and stuff. And there were items just like you'd expect in Smash Bros. Like we said already, there was a character roster that was actually pretty decently sized, which
It was
I was
big, yeah.
I was happy to see because
I was going through them like there's still more.
I wasn't
There's still
expecting that.
I picked the baby Panda, of course, at first.
And it seems like it plays fine. I couldn't tell you the intricacies of how it plays versus Smash Brothers as far as like polish goes, but I mean it was completely competent.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I like Smash Bros more than you do. I don't like it as much as like maybe a Chris or like a lot of people who love Smash Bros would like it. But I do play them and I like them. I liked the last iteration quite a bit, and they're fun to play. I mean, for me, they're like any Nintendo game. They're party games, best played with a bunch of friends. The pros to this game. I'm just gonna go about it this way. There's room for it on other consoles, so I welcome it. Big roster, plays pretty much exactly the same. I get to play it with a PS4 controller, so that's cool.
yeah.
And yeah, I mean, it's completely competent. The only thing is it's uninspired, so there's nothing about it that really gets me excited. It's a property I don't care about. It's not a knock towards if you like Kung Fu Panda or not. I'm not into it.
Yep.
It's a genre I'm not crazy about, but I do like. And yeah, I mean, like the best thing I could say is it's a completely competent game. It works. It does everything it's supposed to do. It doesn't have the charm of like Smash Bros.
Right.
It doesn't have that kind of pedigree or polish. But I mean, it's fun. Like if you only had a PS4 and you just really want to play Smash Bros. And you had access to this game, I think it's a great alternative.
Yeah.
Because it's your only alternative. And yeah, and then also worth mentioning, I did play online. I doubt you guys did. I don't think you did.
I went through the story mode.
I don't want to speculate, but or assume, but I played online a couple of matches. I won one, which is cool. And yeah, it was fun. It worked. The servers worked just fine. It did take a little bit to get into a second match though with other people. So obviously there's not a shitload of people playing, but it's actually faster than I thought it'd be. I thought the game would be dead.
Yeah.
But with
It
it happening
being
on
this
PlayStation Plus
month,
right now,
yeah.
yeah.
And with the holidays.
But yeah, overall, because I don't have a whole lot to say on this game, it's a lesser Smash Bros, but not in a bad way. It was completely competent. It's not a thing I'd come back to though.
Yeah.
really. But it's there for anyone who wants to have a similar experience. For whatever means you want to have it on PS4, it's there. So and it's free. So cool, Chris. Your opinions. You look like you got some thoughts.
Well, I beat tournament mode and then I uninstalled it from my PS4.
Okay, fair.
I really like Smash Brothers, like a lot.
Uh-huh.
I own almost all of them, and in comparison, the controls are terrible. In Smash Brothers, you can run to an item, press attack, and pick it up. This, you literally have to stop on top of the item, not next to it, not right next to it, on top of it. Hold still, press your attack button to pick up the item. Um, there's a lot of inconsistencies in how characters use what they call smash attacks, so really strong directional attacks. Some characters have flight moves, some characters don't have flight moves. In comparison to Smash Brothers, like everybody has kind of like an upwards propelling move that kind of gets them a good distance up to recover from ledges. This does not. There's a lot of inconsistencies with how moves work with other characters.
That is one thing that I noticed as well is three of the characters I played, if you held down triangle, which would typically be like some kind of upward attack, or you press up and hit it. I don't remember. I was just hitting buttons and it worked out. But they more just had an up attack, but they didn't like their body didn't move upward ever. So it's like when I got thrown off the map, I had to rely on my double jump and that was it. And whereas in Smash Bros, there's more techniques and strategies to rely on. So I feel like I had less control in that sense.
The dodging mechanic has a delay in it, so there's like you can dodge, and there's like a split second where you can't do it again. Where like Smash Brothers, it's a little more fluid. You can dodge pretty consistently. It's just as the more and more I played it, the more and more I was just longing to play Smash Brothers. It seemed like a very poor substitution for it.
Yeah, and I can get where you're coming from, especially like I agree because like picking up items, you do have to be directly on top of it. There is a streamlined aspect to Smash Bros, but I mean to us comparing it to it, obviously Smash Bros is going to be better in every single way.
Sure.
But yeah, I did notice that as well. I did notice the up attack thing was kind of or up smash attack, or what you said was just lacking. The dodge, I did notice a slight delay, but it wasn't enough for me to really have too much of an opinion on. But yeah, I like I was saying earlier, I think it just lacks the polish that Smash Bros has, especially like I said before with its pedigree. They've been doing Smash Bros for a while now, so they've learned lessons. They've improved the formula, made the game better. Whereas this is literally somebody went, okay, Kung Fu Panda is popular enough. Let's take that formula and make a game. So these people, I don't think anybody who made this game, no one wants to make a bad game, but the people who made this game were definitely making the game for specific reasons, I would assume, and none of them were to make a well-made brawling game. You know,
I was
this
also
wasn't like
kind
an
of
original
annoyed
thing.
by the voice actors. Like some of them were original Kung Fu Panda. Like Jack Black obviously was Poe, but like every now and then, like Monkey is not Jackie Chan, and Crane is not. I can't remember what the guy's name is, but they're not the original voice actors, so it's very off-putting, kind of weird.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
yeah, that makes sense. That's something I'm used to though with any movie tie-in, game, or anything based off a series.
Especially if
It's actually more rare that you would actually get the people from it.
yeah, you only really see that with like, I guess a good example would be like, before when Marvel would come out with something and there was a game tie-in, it was in their contract when they were doing the movie that they were also going to do voice work for the game or whatever. But now, I doubt like in this case they were like, well, we're also going to make a tie-in game for our Kung Fu Panda, so you guys have to do that too. It just kind of comes down to that.
I don't see Jackie Chan going like, yeah, I'll do your video game.
Right.
He's too busy being in China doing China things.
Pretty much.
He loves China. Any interview I see him in, he's just talking about China. So he ain't over here doing voice acting. Anybody have anything else to say on Kung Fu Panda before we get into recommendations, or Jackie Chan?
Neither.
He's in a
I love
movie.
you, Jackie Chan.
Jackie Chan's pretty cool. He's a fun guy. He's doing movies again, which is exciting. Yeah, so I'll start with recommendations. If you like Smash Bros, but you're able to enjoy a lesser experience, or if you don't have access to Smash Bros, and you just are dying to have that kind of similar experience, this is a game that you could check out, definitely. If you like just fighting games, it's worth checking out. Other than that, I mean, it's pretty specific on who the game's for. I wouldn't, if you like playing shooters or RPGs, I'm not gonna say, hey, you should check out Kung Fu Panda, Legend of the Legacy of the fucking Black fucking Swan, whatever the hell the name of the game is. It's a long title.
It is.
Awesome
It's a long
tournament of like legendary legends or something like that.
yeah, fucking
EX
Pick a
plus
Destiny
Alpha.
and shit. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I recommend it to. Fucking people who are okay with the lesser Smash Bros. Or fighting games.
Yeah, I mean, I think you pretty much said it. I mean, if you only have a PlayStation and you want to play Smash Bros, this is kind of just a way to possibly scratch that itch. And yeah, other than that, if you just want to try it out, if you're into fighting games, to see if maybe it clicks for you. But I think this is more suited for a younger audience who's into the franchise and not for adults
Absolutely, that's a good
so
point.
much. So
If you're a kid who's completely into Kung Fu Panda and maybe you like Smash Bros, this would be like perfect for you.
yeah, it's just a fan service thing, I think. So.
Yeah, and the baby panda's pretty dope. Just saying, he's small, just like Odd Job. I was that guy. I'd play Odd Jobs. I don't give a fuck. Chris.
I'd recommend this only
To no one.
parents with small children who want to distract them for a good half an hour.
So it's YouTube.
Yeah.
It's fair.
If your kids want to play Smash Brothers or play some sort of fighting game, I think this is good for them. Like anywhere between the ages of like 5 and 9. I think anything beyond that, they're gonna get bored with it.
Yo, if you're a parent and you want to fucking give your kids some Smash Bros, fucking treat your kids and get them fucking Smash Bros. Okay? Stop fucking pussyfooting around. Get them the goddamn newfangled Switch that doesn't have Smash
I would
Bros.
say you're gonna have to give him a Wii U.
And wait it out because it's coming.
I just think the controls are more conducive to someone who isn't looking for that really fast reaction time that like Smash Brothers or other fighting games give.
What if you're just casually just kind of slapping each other around just for fun? That's what I did online. I was smacking people all over the
You
place.
can do that without this game.
Are you advocating for children to hit each other, Chevy?
I'm not advocating anything. That is
Chris is too.
completely
He's
up
seen
to
it.
interpretation.
He's lived the life. Hit him.
Hi kids.
A good old message from your old pal, fucking Chris. Fucking beat him. Yeah. So I think all fair recommendations. Chris, what'd you grade it? Uh-oh.
Like C minus, D plus,
Pick one.
D plus.
Okay. Anything you got to say on that, or I feel like we pretty much got your gist on this.
Yeah.
D plus. I feel it. Chevy.
I was gonna be a little more fair. I was gonna say C minus. I do think the game functions. I actually can't really see anything wrong with the game other than I don't like it. So yeah, C minus.
And I can see from Chris's perspective that there is things that definitely, and I'm not saying nitpick in a bad way, but like,
I'll say he plays
that's not
Smash
as
more,
that's not as good, so I'm not into it.
I'll put it this way: it made me question my skill at gaming.
Halo 3 did that to me, and I was fucking really good at Halo 2, so I played Halo 3. I was like, what the fuck's going on with my life right now? It all went away after I stopped playing that game, though. Everything else I've been fine the rest of my life. Yeah, so recently we've been having this thing where we're all kind of grading very similarly, and it's apparently, I don't know if we're all in sync, if we're all kind of homogenizing
hive
into the
mind,
same
man.
person. The hive mind's growing, the community's growing, but C is for competent, and I'm going to give it a competent C minus. Yeah, I don't think it's a bad game at all. I just think it doesn't have an audience, really. I don't think it's, the effort's there. The game works. but it is at its core a quick, cheap attempt at making a Smash Bros. Game with a property to sell to people who like that property. And that's it. I don't, aside from us playing it because the show, I don't think any of us would really be fucking like, if we're just on PlayStation Plus going like, well, I want to try that game.
Right. Yeah, it definitely is probably never going to play it again.
Yeah. No, I already installed it. I played all those single player matches, then I played the multiplayer. And I was like, okay, I'm done. I mean, I've played Smash Bros. This is trying to be it, and it's not. So, yeah. But, I don't want to. I was thinking about D Plus as well, but when I think about it objectively, for me personally, in my opinion, of course, I don't see anything wrong with it. It's just a lesser product.
Yeah.
I'd probably be grading Smash Bros. In the higher B, low A area. So I mean, like it's just a lesser version, but I still like to be supportive of games.
Oh yeah, well, I mean,
Being part of
to
a genre.
to break it down even a little more. I mean, I'm grading this a C minus to try to be objective because, like, personally,
You don't even like
this
it.
is an F.
Yeah.
I don't want to touch this game.
Yeah.
But that's not fair.
I think this is the second or third time now you've been like, this would be an F if it was my opinion. So that's fair. Let us know in the comments. What do you think of Kung Fu Panda? Did you play it? Did you not play it? You probably didn't play it. And if you didn't play it, why didn't you play it? Let me know in the comments. If you did play it, what'd you think of it? Is it a lesser version? I know you're thinking the same thing we're thinking. So just let's all be honest about it. And if you loved it, fucking let me know why. Yeah, so the second game we played this month was Darksiders 2 Deathfinitive Edition, which, if you don't know, is a third-person action game that is very much in the vein, gameplay-wise, as almost a Zelda game. In fact, before I ever played it, a lot of people compared it to that. I did play the original one. This is in a series of now going to be 3
Soon
games.
to be a trilogy, yeah.
Which is really cool. We've been talking about that recently. And, yeah, it follows a character, I believe it's Death. And the first one, who was it?
A War.
War, yeah.
Yeah. And who's the
Wrath, I think, is the
Wrath
next one.
And
Fury? Is it Fury? Is it Wrath?
It's something like that. Something like that.
Yeah. The pissed off chick.
Furiosa.
Yeah, there you go.
And yeah, I mean, I really don't need to explain to you. You probably already know what these games are. But for the rare person out there who's like, I don't know what the fuck a video game is. Well, you're in the right place because I'm going to explain it to you. So yeah, we played that, and to be transparent, I've actually had a pretty negative opinion on Darksiders for a long time, ever since the first one came out.
You and the rest of the world.
The rest of the world? What the fuck? People love Darksiders.
Enough to make a third one.
It's 50-50.
Huh. Yeah, I've always heard really good things about Darksiders, and then I played the original Darksiders, and I fucking hated it. I didn't like the way it looked. I thought the graphics were shit. I thought the game played like shit. Everything about it, I was like, ugh. And that was also back when I really hated World of Warcraft, which I'm sorry, anybody who's watching the channel and you love World of Warcraft, I respect and actually enjoy World of Warcraft now, but there was a time where I hated it. And the visual style reminded me of it. So I was like, ugh. So yeah, I'm actually, we're talking about our impressions. I'm happy to say that I think Darksiders 2 is a huge improvement upon the Darksiders franchise. I actually found myself enjoying the game. I think it had a very clean, because this is a remastered version, so it has a very clean style. I like the way they did the world and the landscapes, even though I do feel like certain areas that I played in the game were a little too big. It's like a big open space area. It's like, get on your horse. I'm like, yeah, I'd rather just have a smaller area that I'm not just going across an empty fucking zone. But for all the things that I've always heard about it being compared to Zelda, I get it. It's a lot of go from room to room in essentially temples and fight enemies, figure out puzzles.
Move the ball to the divot.
Move the ball to the divot. And yeah, it has loot that has stats. It has very minimal skill trees, but they're still there. And yeah, I actually came out of it with a positive impression, which is really weird. I'm not a huge fan or I love it, but let's put it this way. Before this, Darksiders for me was stupid. I didn't like it at all. And I would have never even thought of playing the second one. And I wouldn't even given a fuck about the third one outside of going, you know, that's awesome. The people who like the series are getting a third one. But now I'm like, you know what? I might be following Darksiders 3 a little bit because we already watched the video recently and it looks. Darksiders 2's been out for a while now. That the jump we're getting is pretty
big.
huge.
Yeah.
Even if this wasn't Darksiders 3 as just a game, an action game, I'd be looking at this going like, "Oh, it's an interesting looking game." So, yeah, if anything, Darksiders 2 has been a good introduction to get me interested in the series and seeing where it goes. Chris.
I'm a resident Darksiders fan. I beat the first one almost 100%.
Nice.
And I played this one. I beat about 5 bosses, I would say. Judging by they drop special weapons per boss. So I've got about 5 of those.
Well, you get the red hit point bar at the bottom of the screen during a boss fight. So
yeah, about 5.
yeah.
I mean, I'm a resident Darksiders fan. I enjoyed these games a great deal. So going back to it with this definitive edition, it's really nice to see the graphics are, polished.
Did you play the Darksiders 2 before this?
No, I've seen video of it. I watch a lot of gameplay videos.
Gotcha. Oh, I know.
But there were some times where shadows weren't quite as polished as I thought they should be. On Death in particular, like when he's swimming around, there's weird line segments through his shadows.
Which I'd be curious to see if that's actually the game itself or the remaster that maybe fucked that up.
Right. And the game crashed on me today.
Oh, really?
While I was playing it. I just jumped off a ledge, and it was a very long drop. And then as soon as I landed, it just crashed.
And you literally crashed.
I gotta say, in all fairness, I've had AAA games crash on me, so
Yeah.
it happens.
Yeah, if it was happening regularly, it'd be a
for
good thing
sure.
to dock it for sure. But yeah.
I do like in this one the difference compared to the first one that when you get new gear, it actually changes your appearance of the clothes you're wearing, the weapons.
Which
you're
I was
using.
very happy with.
Yeah, it's very nice. It's very nice.
I like getting stat changes. Of course, that's the most important aspect. Other than that, if I was just putting stuff on, I couldn't see what it looked like or didn't get stat changes, I'd be pissed. There'd be no reason for that. But if it does visually change it, though, I mean, I always like being able to be reminded that I have new gear on. So even if I don't like the visual style of it, it's going to get replaced anyway. But I like seeing my character kind of evolve in the way they look over time. So
Yeah.
Right.
yeah.
And there's these weapons called, I don't know if you guys found any possessed weapons. And you can feed other weapons to them, basically converting your other weapons into sources for the weapon to increase its stats.
Oh shit! No, I did not. But there's something. Maybe I did. I remember something that was talking about. Do you have to go to some kind of thing to do that? Like, there's something in the game that says something about feeding your weapon. So maybe I did have one.
They just drop randomly.
Yeah. What are they? A different color?
They're kind of like a light, tannish orange color.
Yeah, I had one. Yeah, I couldn't use it though for some reason. Maybe I wasn't the right level, but yeah, I had one of those.
I'll say I had a yellow one, but it was a minimum level requirement that I hadn't met. So
Yeah, mine was definitely like an orangish color.
yeah, I don't think I had one then.
Yeah. But yeah, I also liked that you could switch your primary and heavy weapon, and then later when you get a pistol, which was kind of cool. I wasn't expecting that to happen.
Right.
Getting a ranged weapon, and then obviously I want to get into your impressions or whatever. But what skills did you get? Because I actually was speccing more into the minions.
I did too.
Yeah.
The necromancer tree.
Yeah.
I was going the other one. I was more of if I did the lifesteal ability.
Yeah. There's like a
first.
dash attack or something.
And then I did the AoE one because I was tired of mobs being around me all the time. So just
Yeah.
this AoE
Well,
cleave. And
shit.
then
I
I
wish
got,
I saw that one.
A stat buffing one, so it increases your strength by 30 for a couple seconds.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was torn because I wanted to see what the minions were like, and they're okay. You can up their stats, which was nice. I was trying to work on that, but
So they're super nice on bosses because the bosses will start fighting them.
yeah, they'll stick to them, which is definitely a perk. That's why I started increasing their health because I wanted them to last longer so they could
Tank for a little bit.
tank for me. Yeah. But I saw the lifesteal one, and I was like, that'd be really nice considering I wasn't finding health very often. You could buy it, but
Yeah, it's not very common.
Yeah.
And even then, the lifesteal move doesn't steal a lot of health.
yeah, it still helps a little bit though. At least it'll
Mhm.
keep you stabilized. So
You get a weapon later on that steals life per attack.
oh yeah, that'd be nice too.
Mhm.
Chevy.
So I guess the first thing I want to comment on is it is a remaster, and I think they did a really good job. It looks really good. The graphics are nice and smooth. 1080p is nice.
You can tell it's an older game though, but
You
the
can,
remaster is really good
but it's,
for sure.
it's done really well. I have
Yeah.
other remasters on my PS4, and they're not all of them are as nice as this one.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they did do a good job, I'm glad to see they actually gave a shit enough to do that, because they didn't have to do that at all. They could have just ported it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, that being said, like you kind of had brought up, it is a little, Zelda-esque. I was also going to use the example of God of War, obviously, without being as combo heavy and graphic, but that type of game. You go through a level, you do some puzzles, you go into a room, you fight some dudes, you get to a boss eventually, and you just kind of rinse and repeat that process. I mean, other than that, I don't really have a lot to add to it. It's a pretty standard fare action adventure game with RPG mechanics and loot, which especially in this group, is always welcome. So
Yeah, but as your personal impressions, though, did it do anything other? I mean, you've said that you think the remaster's good, which I agree with that. But like,
yeah, but nothing
game-
else necessarily, like, I can't even say anything stuck out or bothered me. It's just kind of like right in the middle for me. I don't know. It just feels kind of like I said, your normal action adventure game.
What do you think about the art style?
I mean, I guess WoW or Lords of the Fallen style character,
Yeah.
stuff. I've never been a fan of that. So just from an art style, I mean, I'll play WoW, but I absolutely hate looking at it. So
Yeah, I like the way the game looks. I don't like the way the main character looks, but I think all like the big people you talk to, I like the way they look. They have a cool like cartoony look to them.
yeah,
The makers.
Yeah. Yeah, they look cool. I think the game all looks pretty cool, and we already discussed this before, but like the main character almost looks like he's out of like the Max or some kind of 90s comic book.
All I could think of the whole time was Reaper from Overwatch.
Yeah, yeah.
It reminds me of the dude from oh God, what's a Cartoon Network show?
Metalocalypse?
Thank you. I choked all over that. The long black hair dude.
Nathan
Oh,
East.
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know. He just looks like some heavy metal dude to me. So
Yeah, no, he definitely looks like he's in Slipknot or he's in the movie fucking, what is that movie that had the guy from Slipknot in it? I mean, it wasn't actually him, but it looked just like him. Not Insidious. Sinister.
yeah, no idea.
There's a horror movie named Sinister, and the killer in that is the main character in this.
Gotcha.
He's also the singer of Slipknot and Metalocalypse and a bunch of other shit.
Very multi-talented dude.
Very talented
Yeah.
guy. I'm giving it an A+, the coveted, unheard of S grade, just because of that. The first ever Tasty Loot Gaming S, because this dude does a lot of shit.
I like how we're gonna use a Japanese system for grading.
What? People use S all the time. Triple S. That's gonna be the next fucking upgrade. Triple S XL. Yeah, I think that's a good place to move forward. Anything else you guys want to say on it? I mean, like, there's a lot to that game, but
There is.
I mean, that's where I'm at. Like, the game left a good impression on me to the point where I am interested in the series.
Yeah.
I would play Darksiders 2 some more. I might. I don't know if I'd go back and play the original. I did not like it. I think Darksiders 2 is a good showing that the series has evolved and gotten better.
Yeah.
In my opinion. If you like the storyline and you're a diehard fan of that, cool. But for me as a person who wasn't necessarily into it for that reason, but the gameplay, it got better in 2 and to the point where I can play it again. And like I said, got me interested in playing number 3. So I mean that's the best thing it could have done for a free game that I would have never bought, is to go, hey, maybe you might start buying our games. Maybe.
Yeah.
So any last words before we get into recommendations?
I guess I do have one thing. I think if you played the original and you went into this, it might story wise be a little better for you. I was having a hard time wanting to care about the story in this game because
I had a
you
similar
kind of
experience.
start off, in a sequel fashion.
It's very much a sequel, yeah.
There's not
Very
really
much
like
so.
good backstory put in there for you, and then you just all of a sudden you're hanging out with the makers and they need you to fix their shit, and I'm just like, okay,
Need you to make some shit.
where's the story going though? I don't know. So I think that was a weak point.
Yeah.
So
Quick
But as you-
backstory, just for referencing. War was summoned because the apocalypse was supposed to happen, but he's the only person that showed up.
and it did happen, right? All the humans are dead.
Was falsely brought about,
Okay.
apparently.
I
Somehow
would
it
say
was-
they did a quick like recap. It just
Mhm.
wasn't very
basically opened up the portal
Creepy.
for demons and angels to fight on Earth and wiped out humanity. He's now on trial for causing the apocalypse to happen. What was he
Is-
supposed to?
he is a Nephilim too, right?
Yes, all the
Yeah.
horsemen are Nephilim.
Okay, that's what I thought. So I mean, yeah,
The Nephilim.
I was following. I just
Mhm.
it was hard to.
You followed better than I did, man. I was just like, I'm the dude from Slipknot, and I'm here to kill.
I'm here to kill people and rock and roll.
And I did too. As soon as they gave me the pistol, I'm like, this is rock and roll, baby, and I fucking start shooting everybody.
There you go.
Yeah. So recommendations. I'm gonna say, you know what? I think most people could play this game. I think this is a pretty cut and dry action adventure game that is accessible to anybody visually. I think it's accessible to anybody. It doesn't really have a strong style that any one person be like, I love the way this looks. I think most people can look at this and go, it looks cool. The gameplay is straightforward. You lock onto people, you dodge, you hit them. It's similar to Zelda. So if you like Zelda, you know, you're probably going to dig the way this game plays, and you're going to dig the random puzzles you got to figure out and the exploration of climbing shit and jumping on shit. If you like action adventure games, you'll probably dig it. If you like most games, I mean, I understand when I hear people say they like Darksiders. I understand why they say that. I mean, I feel like most people could like this game.
Right.
I think unless you have an objection against the style of it visually, like I did, or you know, didn't like how simple the first one was, I think you'd probably be into it. So my recommendation goes to most people.
Have to 100% agree with you. I think this game is pretty much for everybody. It does a little bit of everything and is completely accessible. The controls are good. The specifically, actually giving props for the dodge mechanic, works really well.
Really good, yeah.
Yeah. You know, it has combo system. You have two weapons. It actually reminds me a little bit of Nier Automata in that sense, because you can actually chain up moves together. You can charge attacks.
Except for not as good.
Not as good. Yeah, I'm not even gonna give that. I'm not. It's not being compared to my game of the year.
Hey, let's grade Nier right now.
I could.
Yeah, so could I. Be pretty high, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I just think that if you like playing video games, this is a video game. Like
Absolutely.
what you would think of when you think video games. So
Yeah, if somebody was like, hey, I don't really play video games, fucking what do you got? I want to try one. And like you had like a racing game, a fighting game, this game, and like a shooter that's online, I'd probably let them play this.
yeah,
Because I mean that they're probably going to connect with it faster than any of those other games.
oh yeah, I think
So.
so.
Yeah. Chris, any recommendations we missed? Anything you want to add? Anything you want to cut the fuck out from our recommendations? You're wrong.
I kind of agree that I think anybody could be able to play this game and enjoy it. I think you're going to get the most enjoyment out of it, though, if you play the first game to get the backstory.
Definitely.
To continue on from, the main story. That's where you're going to get the most enjoyment out of it. But anybody could really play it.
Yeah, I mean, I picked it up not knowing shit about the first one,
Yeah.
and I still don't know shit about the first one, but I had fun playing it.
There's
so.
a guy. He's imprisoned. You're trying to save him.
And
There's
you've got shoulder pads the size of taxi cabs.
there's 12 members
So it
of the
doesn't work.
band, and you're trying to find all of them. There's 2 drummers and like 16 guitarists and a couple backup
Shouldn't it be
vocalists.
16 drummers and
The drums take up way too much room. They can only have 2, maybe 3 sometimes if they got a big enough
Yeah,
stage.
yeah,
So,
whatever.
and with the maps, the size they are and how empty they're ready for the concerts. So,
no, you got 2
Plenty.
buses for drums, one for the rest of the instruments, and one for the members.
and me with the pistol,
The fucking convoy, man.
firing into everything in sight. Let's get into grades. Chevy, what's your grade?
Come back to me. I gotta think about that. Sorry.
You know what? I never thought about that. I thought we just were done. Chris, what's your grade? Because I'm actually on Chevy's page. I'm trying to figure that out myself too.
I would give it a B.
Okay.
It might be a little bit of a fanboy service because I enjoyed the first one so much. But this one does remind me a lot of the first one with a little more polish to it, a little more accessibility as far as like, equipment and changing how your character looks, which is always a plus to me. I think it's a solid game. It's not, it's definitely showing its age, even though it's a remake, or not a remake, but a remastering of it. But I think it's an overall solid game. So just give it a solid B.
Yeah, no, it's fair. One of the things, we're getting a little bit of echo. But one of the things I keep thinking about when I'm thinking about grading this is if there was a meter of like the greatest games ever made and the worst games ever made, this would probably be like smack dab right in the fucking middle and a little bit above it. And I don't mean that in a negative way or a positive way. Well, I do mean it in a positive way. But I mean, like, I think it's just a solid game. It doesn't excel in anything in a way that, like, it's not The Last of Us, and for me that's a big deal because Last of Us is one of my favorite games. Or Metal Gear Solid, it's not one of the legendary games.
It's not Nier Automata.
But it definitely has a following for a reason, and it's a good game. So I mean, like, I'm gonna go, I don't know, like B minus. The only reason I'm going B minus is because I think the storytelling is a little weak. Other than that, it's a completely comedy game, and the main character design is lackluster. It's not bad, it's just lackluster. The rest of the game, though, I like the way it looks. I like the way it plays. It's, like Chevy said perfectly, it's a video game. It's the quintessential experience of action adventure, taking me back to PlayStation era, PS2 era, fucking all the way up until now, just Nintendo era, like all those games. It just plays like everything, and it's just a solid game all around. So yeah, B minus, which is way fucking higher. Like when we announced that these were the games, I was like, fucking Darksiders 2, I don't want to play that shit. And now I'm at the end of the month going like B minus, not bad. Weird. This has been a transformative month for me.
Yeah.
I found out I don't care about Kung Fu Panda again because I already knew that, and
That's not transformative at all.
and it's transformative for me. It's like regeneration. It's like coming back, the same person. So I transformed into me again, and then Darksiders ain't bad. Darksiders 2 ain't bad. Chevy, we got to get that grade.
So
Fuck it, F. I hate it.
I'm gonna also say B minus just because it is a competent game, it does everything well. I don't think it necessarily does anything great, but it definitely does everything just fine. I don't have any complaints at all in the way it plays. Obviously my personal gripes is the visuals, but to be fair, it is visually just fine.
Yeah.
So it's a clean looking game. The controls work well. The game works well. The voice acting isn't garbage. It has some things about it I don't like. You brought up the travel time. It's unnecessary.
Yeah.
It's
You
too
just fast travel.
sure, but
Eventually, yeah, you just go back and everywhere. And
it was needlessly large.
there's some very big open areas. I'm like,
And I
Yeah.
kind of get it because the time it was coming out, I get to ride a horse. This is so cool, and
yeah.
that magic's kind of worn off now. So
With Ocarina of Time,
it's good.
a while back.
So yeah, B minus I think is what I'm going to give it. On a more personal note, I probably give this like a C minus for myself. I don't want to play this game. I'm not interested in it, and I'm not the largest like Zelda fan either. So like this kind of game doesn't really work for me. I always kind of like play them and I enjoy them enough, but nothing ever wants me to keep going.
That's my thing. Is like to get really excited about a game, I gotta be pulled back. I want to get like our fucking game of the month, Windward. I want to play that still right now.
Yeah,
like I enjoyed that game. I actually have it on my PC right now running. For when I'm done shooting, I can go back and play it while I'm editing.
Right.
So I mean, like, I don't have that draw with either of the games this month, but
Well, I didn't think any of us did with the first one for sure, but yeah.
most of us played it enough to know that it's exactly what we thought it was in a lesser form, and we got the fuck rid of it. So
At least it wasn't falsely advertising.
yeah,
Bye, Felicia.
But yeah, so B-, B-, and a B.
yep, close
So,
again.
Yeah.
Not a whole lot of polarizing things recently. I'm really hoping. I'm gonna have to figure out what my grade for, because I reviewed it pretty well. It's one of the reviews I did was fucking Mankind Divided.
It was your game of the year.
yeah.
So
So
I'd be surprised if you don't have. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say you're probably gonna give it an. I'm gonna go with an A.
it's gonna be up there for sure.
Yeah.
I liked it a lot, and I thought it had a really good finish, way better than the first game. But we will talk about that next month. Unless there's anything else you guys want to say about the games we played this month, or anything else you want to talk about, I don't care. We can talk about whatever the fuck you want.
Play Smash Brothers and Nier Automata instead.
Sound advice. Yeah. Yeah. Both those games are great.
There's nothing wrong with Darksiders too. You should play it. It's fun. So
There's nothing wrong with fucking Lanza Pandaria fucking baby panda game.
I love how this game's name just keeps changing.
I don't give a shit. I'm not even gonna remember this fucking game after this month. So let us know in the comments what you thought of Darksiders 2. Darksiders, are you a fan of the series? Have you played them? Do you not give a shit about them? Do you not like them? What do you think about Slipknot? Let me know if you're a fan. I'm not. Did you see Sinister? That movie was overhyped, I think. But let me know in the comments. And that's going to do it for this episode of Plus Club for December 2017. The year is fucking over, guys. That's crazy. Another year in the books. We're going to be starting a whole new one again, and we're going to be starting off strong with next month. But as always, thanks for watching, guys. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this episode. Make sure to check out other episodes. Check us out on Tumblr and Twitter and Facebook at Tasty Loot Gaming. Check out the streams on the channel if you missed them. They're uploaded. Check me out on Twitch at Sleep Division. All one word. Check out Chris on Twitch at tasty_fruit. I almost forgot somehow. And yeah, my name's Seth.
I'm Chevy.
I'm Chris.
And until the next episode, which will be next week for Tasty Tuesday on Tuesday. I don't think we'll be doing 4 episodes next week. I hope, because this week's been fucking rough. Until then, have a good weekend, guys, and take it easy.